What's going on, everyone? This is Steve Larson, and you're listening to Secret MLM Hacks Radio. Oh, yeah. So here's the real mystery. How do real MLMers like us, who didn't cheat and only bug family members and friends, who want to grow a profitable home business, how do we recruit A players into our downlines and create extra incomes, yet still have plenty of time for the rest of our lives? That's the blaring question, and this podcast will give you the answer. My name is Steve Larson, and welcome to Secret MLM Hacks Radio. What's going on, everyone? Hey, I'm so sorry for how long it's taken me to actually get these next few episodes out here. It's been a little bit busy. Excited, though, for everything that's been going on in this world. For those of you guys who are brand new to the show, I have been creating a product and documenting the process along the way so you guys can follow and actually build the same systems inside your MLM. And I'm excited to share with you a little bit more what I've been doing, especially in this episode. It actually means a lot to me. I've been writing my whole outline here, and there's one concept I wrote on the page right here that actually changed everything for me and made me $70,000 last year, whether or not someone actually joined my downline. So anyways, I'm excited to get to that. But before I do, though, if you're brand new, this whole show, and especially right now, is all about me documenting the creation of this product. And this product means a lot to me. When I first got started in MLM, I had the awkward experience with some guy staring me down and saying, "Rado, write down a whole list of all your family members and friends. You can't leave till it's done." And I would go and I wrote down this huge list. And basically what would end up happening is these guys would, and you can't blame them. That's the only tactic they knew, but they would hound my connections. And there are still connections to this day who have been damaged and soured because of that. People I've not really spoken to much since then. I didn't know what I was doing. I was just following kind of in lockstep as they were saying, and it didn't really work that well. And my guess is that if you're here, you've probably gone through that also, right? I'm assuming so. So anyways, I got really passionate about figuring out what systems I can put out there to automate the recruiting process in MLM and also automate the product sales side as well. So I've been doing that, and I launched the beta about honestly about 2 years ago, and there were some pieces I was missing, so I took it off. Then I launched the real beta, I should say, a year ago, and it was awesome. It went really, really well. People were buying it, and I was getting a whole bunch of leads in, and I was getting paid to do it. It was awesome. It was a really, really cool experience. I didn't know that it would work, and it did. But and there's a few more like things that I wanted to add to it, so I took it off again. So this is like the actual real thing that you guys can go get that'll actually automate the recruiting process inside your MLM. Now there's a lot of people that claim that, and there's a lot of people that come out and say, "Hey, yeah, you can do this. It's all automated or whatever," but it's not. And so I want to show you how you can actually. I want to show you how the act of joining your downline. Like if you go up to someone and say, "Hey, join my downline," that's an old offer. That's a crappy offer. That offer has been on the table for decades, right? The other guy down the street, you can join his downline too. The right is you get MLM, you get your MLM franchise or whatever, from corporate, from your MLM, and it's broken out of the box. Every single person who gets MLM, it's broken out of the box. And I got really, really passionate about trying to help solve that. How can we make it feel like it's new and exciting? How can I create a new opportunity out of MLM? And that's basically what this whole product has answered. So I've been on a quest over the last several years trying to figure this out. In fact, I had the initial idea 4 years ago sitting on my freezing couch in East Idaho in the middle of winter. It's 2 a.m. And I'm just blown away of the journey that it's taken to actually figure this out. And it works. And I'm really proud to say I know that there's no other system like this on the planet. So anyway, there's a lot of passion in me for this. So anyway, I'm excited for you guys to have this. It's winter time here. It's just starting to get winter anyway. It's fall. It's freezing out, and it reminds me of a lot of the my childhood. In my childhood, I grew up in Littleton, Colorado, and in Colorado, it's weird there. It'll snow like 2 feet, and it'll be gone at noon, and then snow 2 feet the next day, and it'll be gone at noon, and that's how it works there. And the weather shifts all over the place, and we'd be out playing. Building snowmen and building these ice caves, we did all sorts of stuff. We were very active, but there's something that you guys probably don't know a lot about my childhood, and that is I was actually pretty chunky when I was a kid, and I'm not trying to get like any ohs and ahs and there's no pity party here. I'm not trying to do that. There's a purpose to for it, but I was 33% body fat. and I was a big kid, and I was big. I was only 5'6", and I weighed 210 pounds. I mean, I had the triple chin. I was working on I had the double chin. I was working on the triple chin. And I was a big kid, and I knew that. And it was frustrating. And I remember one summer I got fed up with it. I got really, really fed up with it. And I was like, I'm going to lift and I'm going to work out every single day. And I lost 45 pounds. And it took 9 months, but I worked my butt off and it was awesome. And we were very excited. I was very excited at what that meant, obviously. I felt new. I felt there's a newness to life that I'd never felt before. I felt strong. I felt independent. It was really, really a fun experience. And what was cool is what it did to my own persona and how I saw myself. Well, fast forward a few years, right? I had graduated high school. I started going to college, and the same summer I met my wife and we started dating. I had kept that lifestyle up, and I was somewhat of a beanpole. I was only 6% body fat, and I was lifting 2 times a day. And it was just kind of that mentality I had. It was a lifestyle, and I was like, I want to do something new. What's a new challenge? What's something I can put out there and work hard towards? And I decided, I'm going to do a sprint triathlon. I was like, sprint triathlon, interesting. A sprint triathlon, you swim, bike, and run for an extended period of time, and you go as fast as you possibly can. A lot of people throw up. I mean, it's intense, right? It's crazy. And I did something on purpose that shaped the outcome of the entire experience for me. I actually ended up getting third on my very first sprint triathlon ever. Is the Loveland, Colorado sprint triathlon. There was over 200 people in it. It was huge. I got third in my age group. Which was like the 20-year-old, like the really crazy fast people. And there's a reason. I know why it happened. And you're like, Steven, what does that do with MLM? This has everything to do with MLM. Okay. Just follow me just a little bit here. Okay. There's a reason why. And I know why. I went and I decided that I would go and I would buy my tickets before I ever did any training. Okay. That's super key. That's ridiculous. Steven, why would you buy tickets before you've ever even done? I didn't even have a bike, that I could ride, like a triathlon bike or anything like that. There was no pool I could really practice in. There was but I bought my tickets, and they're expensive. And I registered, and I said, I'm going to go do this thing. And it was like 6 months in advance. 6 months. And it was so funny. I was like, how do I get ready for this thing? Like, I don't want to look like an idiot. I've committed to this thing. I don't want to look dumb. I'm extremely competitive as an individual. Well, you don't really have to motivate me. I'm very motivated as an individual, just down to the core. And so I was like, well, I don't want to look like an idiot, and I don't want to go get like a personal trainer, because I was like, I don't want to spend the money on that. I don't want to go do, and it was this really big question, like, how the heck do I prepare for this thing? So I decided what I would do is, that college semester ended. I went back home, and I actually was a pool cleaner, like residential pool cleaner. And I was cleaning swimming pools, literally. I was a pool boy for all these different professional sports athletes and such, Denver Broncos players, Colorado Rockies players, and we'd go to these massive mansions and we'd clean their pools, and then I'd go back home, and what I was doing was I decided that I would literally just do a full sprint triathlon in the gym as many times a week as I could. That was the only workout plan I knew. I didn't know how to do any special kind of training, and some guys like, you got to do bricks, and you got to do these different, these workout regimens you got to do, and here's the certain things to eat and stuff like that. And I was like, I don't know any of that stuff. All I know is that I'm going to be running this distance, swimming this distance, and biking this distance, and I want to do it in such and such amount of time. I was like, sweet, I might as well try it. I might as well do it. And so what I did is, I literally just started doing full sprint triathlons in the gym. Just like, I tried to do it 3 times a week. Usually it's like 2 times though. There's a lot of energy output. And I just boom, over and over and over and over. And I wasn't slow. I actually was quite fast at that time. And I biked a lot, and I swam like crazy. I knew that was the weakest part. And I just did the thing over and over and over and over. And slowly that date for when the actual sprint triathlon was coming up started getting closer and closer. I was like, oh my gosh, like, and the pressure started getting bigger. And I was like, oh, I can't look like a freaking idiot in this. And like, that was my mentality. It's like, call it a status thing or pride thing or whatever it is, but that's why it was, how it was. And so what I did is, I I got that day off of work, and I think the day before, I think so. I don't know, that's several years ago now. And it was about that time that I got engaged to my wife. Actually, no, wait. We weren't engaged yet. It was one of our first dates, and I don't know why. I just liked her, and so I was like, hey, do you want to come to this thing? I was trying to act all macho. Gonna be doing myself a sprint triathlon. You want to come watch me? And she said yes, but I didn't remember to think that I was gonna be wearing like tight spandex and like swimming. Yeah, I mean, it was an interesting experience. My whole family was there, and I was like, oh, this is a little awkward. And anyway, it was funny. So I started out on the swim, and I actually finished second to last on the swim. I'm not that fast of a swimmer. I'm not a bad swimmer. I'm just not like crazy fast, like Olympic style, like half these other guys were. And then I go tearing out of the water. It was in a lake. Lake swimming's so much harder than pool swimming. Oh my gosh. But anyway, so I go running out of the lake, and I jump on my bike, and I'm a strong biker, and I passed literally almost every single person on the bike. And then I got to the run, and I'm not like a slow runner, and I just knew I had to maintain. And I ended up getting like third, and got a medal, and got on the podium on my very first sprint triathlon. I was like, what the heck? This is the craziest. I was not expecting that at all. I was just trying to not look like an idiot. Rather than I wish I was trying to win, because I was just trying to not look like an idiot, and I did that well. Like, what would it be like if I was trying to actually win the thing? And over the 200 people that were there and such. And anyway, it was fascinating experience. The whole thing was fascinating. But it taught me a lot. And that whole concept of setting a date, and not just like, half the time we'll put goals out there and be like, well, in 2 months I'm going to do X, Y, and Z. It's like, freak, no. You put skin in the game. Find a way to put skin in the game, right? And so you might hit the date and you might not. But I guarantee you, if you don't put a date, if you don't put skin in the game, if you don't find a way to sacrifice personally for what it is that you're doing, it's not going to work anyway. You'll take forever to get it done. I don't know if some of you guys might know a guy named Russell Brunson. He's awesome, but he's taught this awesome concept called the Plato or Plomo deadline, meaning lead or gold. And he teaches that, the Mexican mafia, when they want a law change, they say, hey, change this law, and they go through Congress. And Congress is like, no, we're not going to change this law. You're the mafia, And so what they'll do is the mafia will sneak in at night to these politicians' houses and wake them up, and be holding a gun to their head and a bag of gold in the other hand, and they'll say lead or gold, Plato or Plomo. And most of the time laws get changed like that because there's only two options, right? And it's the same way, and it's kind of intense. You literally have to trick your brain into thinking like you're going to die if you don't get this deadline done. But that ability in your MLM, that ability in whatever you're doing, whether it's a personal goal, a business goal, financial, whatever it is, your ability to believe that you have to get an actual deadline, you have to actually hit an actual deadline, will so much determine your success in anything that you're doing in life. And so all I want to do, literally the purpose of this podcast is for me to describe my mentality a little bit more of how I look at deadlines. I have a launch calendar on my wall, and I backwards plan everything. And then I'll be smart about it, and I'll add some extra time for here and there and unexpected events. I'm like, hey, I'm going to launch things at this day, and I'm going to do it at this day. And I'll add in contingencies and things like that. But honestly, none of it actually... most of the time, I actually don't end up hitting the deadline, but the amount of ridiculous action that I take in effort to try and make it is what makes me successful. Okay, so if you don't hit it, don't worry about it. You should worry about it. Try your absolute hardest. Like, don't give yourself an out. But my gosh, you've got to hit something crazy. So with that being said, 3 months ago, July 1st, I made the deadline of saying that October 13th I was going to be launching this course, and it's not ready, and I can't launch it yet, and I'm not able to launch it yet. So if you go to secretmlmhacks.com, you can see a countdown clock. You can join the waiting list. There's over 400 people on the waiting list now to buy this product. They'll help them automate their recruiting of their downlines and help them auto sell the product. It's insane. I don't know. There's nothing else like this I literally had to create my own solution because I could not find it on my own. So I'm so excited to actually give this out to you guys and kind of document the journey along the way. I come from a heavy marketing background. And so even though it's MLM, multi-level marketing, most of the time people don't know how to market. So I'm trying to teach that as I create the product itself. So you guys can do the same in your MLM, in your own downlines, and create true duplication. You actually replicate yourselves and actually create actual residual and passive income. So that's the whole purpose of me doing this. So anyway, all I'm trying to say with this whole episode is that I set a deadline and I'm not hitting it, and I'm trying to be transparent about it. And I created a launch calendar, and I'm not going to be able to hit it. I still am building. There's an actual application sales funnel that I'm building where someone actually has to apply to join my downline. I don't just take anybody, and I do that on purpose. I have to finish the actual webinar script and the actual webinar funnel. I got to go through, and I'm actually writing the next letter out to my Dream 100 and shipping packages out. There's so much stuff still. I just actually got the first workbook back. They look freaking amazing. You guys are going to love it. Oh my gosh. It's based on so many proven facts, both personally what I found that's helped me be successful, as well as other people. I mean, it's amazing. Anyways, you guys are going to love it. All I'm trying to say, though, is that I'm not hitting it. That the deadline is soon, but it is not actually going to be available yet. And it hurts. There's been an element of my pride being hurt from it. And, but you know what? It is what it is. And I'm going to try my best to hit the next deadline. So, I'm going to push it out for a little bit here. I probably won't announce the next date here until things kind of shake out a little bit, but I'm pushing hard. I'm barely sleeping, and I'm excited to get these things out to you. There's a lot of sales funnels that I have been using that work, that actually been recruiting real people into my downline that I've never met before, and I'm packaging them up and sending. I'm getting them in a way so that you guys can all use them as well, very, very simply, whether or not you have a tech background. I'm putting together the scripts that I use to sell stuff. There might be a piece of software that it comes with as well. There's a lot of stuff going in. It is absolutely massive. The workbook itself is 60 pages. It's huge. There's going to be over 20 hours of video content training everybody. There'll be a weekly Q&A call helping you implement everything so you're not just left on your own. It's a big deal, and I'm excited for you guys to be part of it, and I'm just thanking you for being a part of the community. I really, really appreciate that, because there is a serious canker in the industry, and I feel somewhat of a responsibility to help figure it out. Because I've been doing this in other industries, I'm just taking the same stuff and applying it here, and it's working. And it's been working on my own, and I'm ready to start repackaging and helping you guys do it as well and sell it back. So anyways, guys, I hope you're all doing awesome. If you've not gone to secretmlmhacksradio.com, I would do so. Inside there are 5 videos to help you get started and help you. What it actually does is it helps train your downline on how to recruit more people in a way that does not come off bossy, in a way that preserves the relationships. I felt like for a while I should have worn a T-shirt when I joined MLM that said, "I joined an MLM. You're no longer my friend," or something like that. Because and I know that kind of hurts and it stings. And MLM is a great profession, and I'm not making fun of it at all. I am a part of it, but man, it sucks when you have to actually figure out, oh my gosh, I'd rather have friends or have, you know what I mean? It should not be this handoff back and forth. So I thought, shoot. Anyway, it's a lot of jabbering. All I'm saying now, for you, my challenge to you is to actually go figure out some kind of date. What is the thing that you're working toward in your business? What's the thing you're working toward in your MLM? What can you actually set out there as a flag and say, plato plomo, letter gold, I will get this done. And I'm going to put my pride on the line. And how much do I want a new life? What am I willing to give up on this current one for the new me? And you make it personal. I was laughing. People are like, oh, business isn't don't take it personal. It's just business. Freaking A, business is personal. You take it personal. I hope you take it personal. It's your life. And so go set that date. Go figure out what it is. It's your goal. I don't know what your goal is, but go figure out your goal. Figure out what it is that you're trying to do. Set the date for it and tell everyone to get the freak out of your way, because you'll have haters come up. You'll have all these things pop up in your head. It's funny whatever happens when you set a date and you put skin in the game. Buy the freaking ticket before you know how to do it, and you will find a way how to do it. And I have had more personal development through the game of entrepreneurship than any other course personal development thing, anything else. And I'm excited for you to feel that and experience that. And this is part of that journey. I'm just asking you to go farther and harder on it. All right, guys, that's it. Go to secretmlmhacksradio.com. Thanks so much for sticking by me with this whole thing. And I apologize for the delay with this whole thing. I am going as fast and as hard as I can and trying to get this whole thing done. So anyway, you're all awesome. Let me know if there's anything I can do for you. I love answering your questions, by the way. If you go to secretmlmhacksradio.com, you have to opt in, but on the second page, there's a green button down on the bottom right. If you click that click that button, a little pop-up comes up, and you can record a question to me that will get put on this show, and you record it straight off your browser. It gets sent to me in a voicemail and my email. It's really cool. Anyway, guys, thanks so much. Talk to you later. Bye. Hey, thanks for listening. Please remember to subscribe and leave feedback. Would you like me to teach your own downline 5 simple MLM recruiting tips for free? If so, go download your free MLM Masters Pack by subscribing to this podcast at secretmlmhacksradio.com.